I haven't seen her come in yet. It's not happening at this point here. I'm trying to figure it out.
Right, in Elkins Park. Yeah, yeah.
I'll try, I mean, but I don't think I can do it. It's stress. I have to
They'll tell us. Oh,
Here, that's what we're trying to figure out too. Thank you. What is the, did they say the address? Let me see. Thanks. Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
Is that the one? By the fire fund?
No, that's a. Can I email you? Can I email you my name? It'll be easier to read. All right, okay. My apologies. Hi. Either here or out. Either here or out. In front of the judge, but we don't know if it's going to be video or not.
Maybe.
Details.
I just didn't have time.
Apparently they were.
At 11 megabytes. It's sending to you right now.
Late.
There are 3 pounds. There are 3 pounds that I warrant for the
Station is 78 for Montgomery.
And a warrant. Where's the rest?
Okay.
I'm sending the entire thing right now.
Somebody would want to.
That's why I was using Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll do it at 10:10.
What is your first name?
10:10, so you got 4 minutes for giving that to the.
Alright guys, for those of you just joining us, we are just waiting for the district attorney in Pennsylvania to arrive. He had a press conference scheduled for 10 a.m. Eastern Time, that's 8 a.m. here in Arizona. It looks like they are running just a couple minutes late, but we are hearing from sources that charges will be filed against Bill Cosby in a 2004 sexual assault case. Stay tuned, guys. We will hear it straight from the DA momentarily.
We can't see that.
You can try that. Or neck here, excuse me, neck here.
Laura.
What's it?
Laura's children. He's the first assistant.
I'm using this phone to communicate with them. My other phone is my phone.
Oh,
John,
John J.O. Oh, okay. John. No. That's
Lauren, do you want the release? Do they want the release or complaint?
The release, it's in there.
Do you want the complaint?
I don't need to, thank you.
Hello?
Thank you.
Hey,
No, it's very.
conference now.
I saw her come up on the screen. We saw it.
Yeah, I'm sending ads. Yeah, I'm sending ads, which we need to.
Okay, so-
Hopefully see y'all and add in the arrangement stuff. So.
Right.
Thanks.
So is there a third person?
Great.
Just two.
Just two.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, she's even here because,
Kevin's still here.
Furman will be here too. I thought you said just two.
Just two.
Risa and,
Risa Fernandez not here.
oh, so who's going to fill in for that?
Kevin Steele. Kevin Steele, first assistant. Yep.
S-T-E-E-L-E.
Yes.
Worst case scenario, that doesn't work.
All right, guys, just to give you some background, we know prosecutors in Pennsylvania are set to announce whether Bill Cosby will be charged over an encounter with a woman 12 years ago. Now, Montgomery County prosecutors say they will announce the results of a new investigation at 10 a.m. Eastern Time today. That was expected to start about 10 minutes ago. Looks like they're just running a few minutes late. Now, a former Temple University employee told police that the comedian drugged and violated her at his home near Philadelphia in 2004. Cosby's lawyer declined to comment on the case before the announcement. The 78-year-old comedian previously said under oath that he had consensual sex contact with the victims. A previous district attorney declined to charge Cosby in 2005. However, prosecutors reopened this case as new evidence was unsealed in the woman's related civil case, and dozens of women came forward with similar accusations.
Because that just passed, that's how the page was listed for this one. We are, we're trying to provide. Oh, that's yours. That's, no, I'm just wondering, just read if it's big. So you get it. That's for
So they can't go from the garage to the building? telling Jess, or you want me to?
You can tell her. I was doing something else.
Here we go.
Good morning. My name is Kevin Steele. I am here today on behalf of District Attorney Risa Vetri-Furman. With me is Chief John Norris and Chief Sam Gallen. We are here to announce today charges that have just been filed against William Henry Cosby. These charges stem from a sexual assault that took place on an evening in early 2004 at Mr. Cosby's home in Cheltenham Township, Montgomery County. Mr. Cosby is charged with aggravated indecent assault. This is a felony of the first degree. Mr. Cosby's attorney has been notified of the charges, and he is expected to be arraigned later this afternoon. When we have a specific time for that, we'll let you know, and that's going to be at the Magisterial District Judge's office in Elkins Park. The charges today are filed as a result of new information that came to light in July of 2015. Statute of limitations in this type of case is 12 years. After determining that the statute of limitations regarding potential criminal offenses had not yet expired, the investigation was reopened. Working with Chief Norris and the Cheltenham Township Police, Montgomery County detectives and prosecutors from our office, our team reviewed the initial investigation, re-interviewed some of the witnesses, examined evidence from the civil case, and information from other alleged victims. The evidence shows Mr. Cosby established a relationship with the victim after meeting her through her work associated with Temple University's women's basketball program. Through the course of their association, the victim came to consider Mr. Cosby her mentor and her friend. On two other occasions before the incident leading to the criminal charge in this case, Mr. Cosby made two sexual advances at her that were rejected. On the evening in question, Mr. Cosby urged her to take pills that he provided to her and to drink wine, the effect of which rendered her unable to move, respond to his advances, and he committed aggravated indecent assault upon her. Now, a prosecutor's job is to follow the evidence wherever it takes us, and sometimes that means whenever it comes to light. When U.S. Federal Judge Edward Rebreno unsealed legal filings that contained references to the civil deposition, and we learned about allegations from other victims under similar circumstances, reopening this case was not a question. Rather, reopening this case was our duty as law enforcement officers with a sworn obligation to uphold our constitutions and to uphold the law. Today, after examination of all the evidence, we are able to seek justice on behalf of the victim. Now, going forward, and we ask that anyone that has any information regarding any similar incidents with Mr. Cosby come forward. We ask them to contact either the Montgomery County Detective Bureau here or Cheltenham Township Police. At this point, I will take questions.
Do you know anything about the legality of getting that deposition admitted as evidence in this case? I know there was some question about that earlier on.
Well, I can't at this point. There's going to certainly be motions that will be filed in the case and matters to be litigated. I can't give you a determination of how that is going to result, but the depositions were released by the federal court judge, and we examined them and examined other evidence that we were able to obtain in this case. Other questions?
arraignment is here or Elkins Park?
The arraignment will be in Elkins Park, and we don't have a specific time. I anticipate it may be around 4 p.m. today.
He will physically be there, or is it?
He has to appear at an arraignment before Magisterial District Judge McHugh, and he'll be arraigned by her. It's her jurisdiction.
Have you been in contact with any of the other Cosby accusers for potentially testifying in this case?
Well, I'm not going to get into specifics of the investigation at this point, but it's outlined in the affidavit of probable cause that there are other alleged victims, and we are examining evidence in that. And again, as to the prior question, it's going to be looked at in terms of motions that will be filed down the line here.
Other alleged victims, but not in Pennsylvania, not in Montgomery County, correct?
This is the charge that we are proceeding on here today involves one victim. Involves a victim that went to Mr. Cosby's home in Cheltenham in early 2004. There is one charge that is filed, aggravated indecent assault, which is a felony of the first degree.
Has the victim indicated she'll be willing to testify at trial?
She has indicated she would be willing to cooperate with us going forward.
What was her reaction when you told her today was the day you're going to file charges?
I didn't speak to her specifically, so I can't give you an answer to that.
Any drugging charges?
One charge, aggravated indecent assault. There is a statute of limitations as to that charge, which is within 12 years, and that is the charge that we filed. There's separate sections under that that have been filed, and it is one charge.
Can you discuss, though, the use of the drugs and how does that play into the charges in terms of the aggravated factor, or is that just not part of the charges?
All right, so the charge is aggravated indecent assault, and the breakdown of that statute is, number one, a person commits some type of vaginal penetration, digital penetration, and the person does so without the complainant's consent. So that's one. The second aspect, the complainant was unconscious, or the person knows that the complainant is unaware that the penetration is occurring. 5, the person has substantially impaired the complainant's power to appraise or control his or her conduct by administering or providing drugs or other intoxicants or other means for the purpose of preventing resistance. So that's the breakdown of the statute.
Were there any charges you couldn't seek because of the statute of limitations?
This is the central charge in the case. It's aggravated indecent assault, which is a felony of the first degree, and that's where.
You couldn't seek because the statute of limitations had run out.
Well, we're not looking at other charges at this point because this is the charge that we have the ability to go forward on under the statute of limitations.
Does it become complicated for the prosecution, given that apparently the victim continued to have at least a social relationship with Mr. Cosby after the incident?
I'm not sure what you're referring to at this point. There's investigative materials that we've gone through, and we've looked through a lot of evidence in this case to make the determination that we have. When you look at the case, there is a number of aspects that are undisputed in the case, and that has led to the charges that are being brought forth today here. There's not a question in terms of pills being provided to her. There's not a question as to the occurrence of what went on, of the digital penetration, and we've gotten that from statements, from depositions. So that led us to today in the filing of charges of aggravated indecent assault.
Can you say anything about the decision not to prosecute him 10 years ago, and why you were able to make this decision and why Mr. Pastor wasn't?
I'm not going to look at the past or actions that weren't taken at that point. it's not a time to Monday morning quarterback. We have examined the evidence in this case. We have made determinations in regard to it that the evidence is strong and sufficient to proceed at this point, and we are proceeding with the charge of aggravated indecent assault.
And can you say specifically what was in the deposition that sort of opened the door for this new investigation?
Well, there were a number of aspects, but if I can refer you to the affidavit of probable cause, which I know is extensive, so I don't know how far everybody's gone through, but there were specific questions in regard to using Quaaludes, and I think that's been widely reported, and that's a significant factor in making a determination. The detectives followed the evidence where it led them. We examined all the evidence that we had available to us, made this determination because it was the right thing to do. All right, one more.
Do you believe that it was Quaaludes used in this case?
If you look at the affidavit of probable cause, and particularly when you work to the conclusionary aspects of the case, what we know is that pills were provided. There's inconsistencies on what type of pills they were. There was also wine that was provided. We then go to the reaction of the victim, frozen, paralyzed, unable to move. A person in that state cannot give consent. Therefore, the aggravated indecent charge.
Are you not sure if it's Quaaludes or something else?
Well, only the person providing that material to the victim knows exactly what was provided to her. All right, thank you very much.
Who is representing Mr. Cosby, do you know?
All right, everyone, that is a wrap on this press conference. As you can see, they've already cut to the Dow, so I'm going to go ahead and fade to black, and we will be back with more Fox 10 News now at 10 a.m., so we'll see you guys again in 1 hour and 35 minutes.